What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about five things you must know before you start product research, things that could waste hours and hours and days and weeks of your time by searching if you don't know. Also, you could lose up to X amount of dollars if you start the wrong product because you didn't know one of these 5 things. Okay, so all these 5 things that I'm going to show you before you start product research are there to make sure you do not pick the wrong product, end up with a loser. It could cost 6 months of your time, could cost 5, 10, 15K of your money with your first product. First 3 products, absolute failures, cost me about 15K. Most people don't have that luxury. So if I knew a few of these things, I could have avoided this situation and found a better product right from the get-go. That way I didn't have to waste that time and that money, okay? Before we dig into my screen and I show you these 5 things you must know, first I just want to introduce myself to anybody new to the channel. My name is Cameron James. I've been selling on Amazon going on 5+ years now, many years of 7-figure selling, whether on the same account or different accounts, everything like that. I've helped many clients get their products on Amazon, some big brands here in the US. So if you want to stay up to date on everything Amazon FBA related, e-commerce related, business, online business related, make sure you hit that subscribe channel down below. Otherwise, guys, let's hop on my screen. I'll show you exactly what these 5 things are. All right, so number 1, guys, we need to talk about restricted products. Okay, so these are products that are restricted. Okay, they have certain restrictions on Amazon, or you're not allowed to sell them at all. Okay, so this is a big no-no for Amazon. Something that can get you into trouble if you sell the wrong thing on Amazon. So digging into Seller Central here, one of their forums, it talks about their FBA product restrictions. Now, these go far and wide. All right, so if we go to FBA prohibited products, we could see like there's a ton to know here, right? So I'm just going to tell you what I think is important, what you should know, and everything like that. So we've got FBA prohibited products down here. We can see there's a ton of products: prohibited alcoholic beverages, vehicle tires, gift cards, all this good stuff right here. So the first thing you need to know before starting product research is about restricted products. Okay, so going over to Seller Central here, talk about restricted products. These are essentially products on Amazon that have limits to them, or you need certain regulations or certain paperwork to make sure you can sell on Amazon. And then most of them are just flat out, you cannot sell them on Amazon, meaning that if you put these up on Amazon, Amazon will take them down, will flag you, talking right here, if you supply a product in violation of law or of any Amazon's policies, including these listed on the restricted products pages, we will take corrective actions as appropriate, including but not limited to immediately suspending or terminating your seller privileges, okay? Destroying inventory. Without reimbursement, returning inventory, terminating the business relationship, everything like that. So, okay, we need to know this, right? Because they can destroy your inventory, they can hold your funds, they can suspend your account, and it's not what you want, all right? So we need to know what these restricted products are. And we see this list is far and long, okay? So we have from alcohol all the way to automotive tires, wheels, rims. So this is something you want to get familiar with, understanding what's restricted on Amazon and what's not. So just a classic few examples here. So where the trap comes in, talking about restricted products, is really when you're doing product research and you see this grand opportunity. Say you're using software or Helium 10, whatever it may be, okay? You're using software and you can see that this has like a ton of sales and there's no competitors or there's no reviews with those competitors. I can easily sell this as well. I can't believe no one's found this product yet. Okay, so usually what a restricted product looks like, because everything else in the category keeps getting taken down and there's actual demand for these things. Okay, so a good example of this would be a lockpick set. So we see lockpick sets right here. So lockpicking and theft devices that are restricted here. We go on Amazon, type in lockpicking set here. We can see like no one has reviews, right? It's like, how could a niche that is so big not have any reviews? And if we use software here, we'd probably see that they have a lot of sales, a lot of decent sales here. It's because they keep getting taken down. Okay, so people, bad eggs will go up here. They'll sell this product. They'll get a bunch of sales. They'll get taken down. They'll take that money and run, and then they'll list under a new. Right? People have kind of figured out and game the system, which explains why we have so many issues trying to get it up on Amazon and have all these rules and everything like that, because people are there's a lot of bad apples that just make it harder for everybody. So this is a good example, and I've done this myself too, and looked at lockpicking set like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, hey, this looks like a great opportunity. Ends up it's restricted. You cannot sell this on Amazon. They will take it down here, and you can actually go in deeper, and you can get all sorts of better explanations of what's allowed, what's not allowed, additional information talking about like just laws in general, which can get pretty sticky as well. There are some other areas where you can sell these things, but you just need certain permissions, certain documents, everything like that. So if you have something in this category, just read deeper on it, start to understand like, is this worth it? Should I go deeper in this or should I not? 99% of the time, it's usually not worth it. And my advice, just my experience, I've actually sold a restricted product before back in 2018. I believe this was 2017, 2018. And it was not fun, right? You're just taken down every second. You try to get the listing back up and everything like that. A little hack here for restricted products is actually just take an ASIN. So say we take an ASIN, lockpick set here. So we click on this, we grab the ASIN up here. So this is like their identifying number, and we make a case with Seller Central and say, hey, are we allowed to sell this product? If so, like what permission do we need? Do we need any permission at all? Is this a restricted product? And we can actually go see really quickly if this product, we can sell it or not. But I'd say stay away from these types of products. They're not worth the hassle. Amazon's pretty hard to deal with stuff like this. So this is tip number one, what you must know before you start product research. The second thing you must know before starting product research is the Hazmat program, okay? So if you never heard about this, it's probably good you're watching this video. Stay tuned and watch all 5. Make sure you don't miss anything, of course. So dangerous goods identification guide. So Hazmat, okay, we're back on Seller Central forums here. So Hazmat, what is this? Okay, just so we don't miss anything. Essentially, these are just dangerous goods, also called Hazmat. So are substance or materials that may pose a risk during storing, handling, or transporting because they contain flammable, pressurized, corrosive, or other harmful substances, okay? So essentially things that can blow up in the warehouse or, start on fire and cause havoc here. If we go down, mostly this just involves batteries, okay? So Hazmat program, they're gonna ask you when you list a product, does it contain batteries? If so, you're gonna go into Hazmat review, okay? So the big thing here, which I'll show you a couple more examples, is you're gonna have higher fees on Amazon. There's gonna be more restrictions and everything like that. So something to know there, doesn't mean you can't sell batteries or something with batteries on Amazon. Just know that it's gonna cost a little bit extra to go through Amazon's fees and their Hazmat program. You're gonna have a little bit more, restrictions, more documentation, all that good stuff here. So we see examples, power banks, cameras, mobile phones, battery chargers, all that good stuff here. Next biggest one is magnetized materials. So speakers, headphones, light meters, magnets in general. These are some big ones. And then 2, we have the more I shouldn't say exclusive, but the more dangerous stuff here. So we see flammable gases, flammable liquids, everything like that. These ones are common, okay? So these you can get by pretty quickly and have not a huge issue with it. Just got to make sure you go through it and you're gonna pay some extra fees. These are like special condition ones, okay? So we see these ones, you have to make sure you're doing this all by law too. So there's another kind of thing we have to make sure here is, I'll show you exactly what that looks like, but essentially we have to follow Amazon's policies with this stuff, and we have to follow the law of the US or Canada or whatever country you're selling in when it comes to international shipping, customs, all that good stuff. Just creates more headache. It's doable, but something you just need to know about before you pick your product on Amazon and kind of doing product research. So we see FBA dangerous good program. So essentially it's get permission to sell these right here. So this stuff, and it's very limited. You can't send a ton in unless you have special knowledge beforehand about this stuff. I would just avoid it totally. Stuff we cannot sold through FBA is explosives, toxic gas, all this good stuff. In fact, all this good stuff. I probably shouldn't be saying this stuff on YouTube because they're gonna smush my video and think I'm talking about bad stuff here, but you can determine everything right here. Also, if you need more, law stuff here, kind of how this works with transportation, air travel, all this good stuff, sea travel, this is kind of where you look for this. A lot of links when it comes to that kind of stuff. So my advice on Hazmat, stay away from it if you can, but battery stuff like this, maybe it's a good opportunity. Just know what you're getting yourself into, okay? So number 3, guys, is seasonal products. So what are the pros about this? What are the cons about it? What does it look like? And everything like that. So let's take an example. This is probably the best way to kind of figure out what this is, right? So a seasonal product is essentially something that sells in a certain time of year, whether it's summer or Christmas or winter or Halloween, whatever it may be, okay? So seasonal products, the risk they come, if we go down here, let this chart load here a little bit, I'll show you exactly what to look for here. Big con with seasonal products is you don't sell them year round, okay? So you have all this inventory tied up, you're not making sales, you're not getting money back all 12 months of the year, okay? So this poses a lot of risk when it comes to cash flow, all right? So if you're just selling something during December, okay, what if you order too much, right? You have 11 months of you just sitting on product and maybe it's all your money tied up, right? This is, Amazon's a cash intensive business when it comes to buying products. Same thing with say summer products, right? We have 3 to 4 months of good selling time, and then say we order too much, then we're out, next 8 months, we got to wait, sit on our hands and just not have that cash flow, okay? So something we need to know about when we're looking at products on Amazon to understand what this looks like, okay? So what we're looking at right here, this is a BSR chart. So if you don't know what BSR is, it's best seller rank on Amazon. Amazon ranks all their products just by category here. And this determines if something's like, essentially it determines how good something is selling. Okay. So that's how they get their estimated sales. I mean, like say Helium 10 or Viral Launch or Jungle Scout. This is kind of how this works. But the cool thing about this chart over time, all you need to know is we can see if it's seasonal or not for this chart. That's all you need to know if you're getting confused there. So we see right here, these huge spikes up and these huge dips down, huge spike up, huge dip down. So what we're looking at here, right, if we take this beautiful chart and kind of expand it out here, then we see these big troughs. So we see, we're looking at a pool toy here, right? Some swimming rings. We see down here, the sales rank lowers. This means it's selling more, okay? So we see this happening from March all the way to about August here. And then it goes back up during the winter months. Makes complete sense. It's a summer product. Okay. So we have Helium 10. This is one way you can see if it's seasonal or not, is we can see these ups and downs, these troughs and everything like that. I have another video talking about BSR too, because you can see right here, they actually went out of stocks. There's quite a few things we can see here, but if that confuses you, just go to Google Trends. Okay. So just type in Google Trends on Google, click the link and put on your keyword here. And we can see these peaks and valleys. Okay. So December, January, we see it lower. And then all of a sudden searches go up in summer. Same thing, lowers during the winter. Searches go higher in the summer. Summer, 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 winter, winter, winter. Okay. Quickly determine if it's seasonal, right? So we had, Father's Day gifts. We can see the same thing really quickly, right? You're going to see this huge spike up during that one day of the year, right? So it's a quick way to see if it's seasonal. You just use Google Trends here. I just wanted to show you this cool little thing because I think if you have Helium 10, you should be using this and getting familiar with this. Again, I have a video. Just type in Cameron James BSR. It will pop up for you. You can watch that after this video. So if you're concerned about cash flow, you want to sell all year round and you think seasonal products is a huge con, definitely look out for that. You're going to want to avoid that just on the fact of it's hard for inventory management and can be tough for cash flow. Number 4, patent and trademark checks. Okay, so this one is probably one of the bigger ones here. So let's start with trademarks and then we'll get into patents. So essentially what trademarks are, we're looking at the USPTO office here. So United States Patent and Trademark Office. What a trademark is, think Nike, okay? So it's something that's protecting the brand name Nike, think Adidas. Same thing here, protecting the brand name Adidas so you can't use that for your product as well. So when we're actually doing product research, trademarks don't have a ton to do with it, okay? So people get that confused. Trademarks don't really matter when it comes to product research. Just only thing we really need to know about trademarks here. So if we go to, let's bring up Amazon here, is understanding there's just a few words we can't use on our listing. So Velcro, for instance, right? So Velcro, what this is, it's actually a brand name, okay? So Velcro is a brand name, but we think of it that sticky substance that we put two materials together and they stick together. So if we had this on our product, we actually can't say Velcro because, that word, they've done such a good job branding. We can't use that word because people just think of that product as Velcro, okay? So actually we can't use this word, think right here, okay? So they don't have one time in their listing. This is Velcro, essentially. They don't say it one time here because they're not allowed to. It's a brand name, right? We can't use that. If it's trademarked, we can't use that right here. And we actually go to the database, go to search database here, go to basic word search and type in Velcro. And you can see there's live trademarks for this, okay? So obviously this doesn't affect our product research too much. It's just something we need to know. Another example of this would be Legos, right? People know what Legos are. They're building blocks, okay? Lego is a brand though, okay? So if you actually wanted to sell building blocks, you couldn't use the word Lego in your listing. You'd have to use just building blocks. So we go to building blocks here, type that in, go down. You could see right here, pretext, they didn't say well, Lego once. They're not going to say Lego ever on their listings because it will get taken down by Amazon. So that's all you need to know about trademarks there. This is more important when it comes to branding your own product once you've picked that, which again, a ton of videos on there. Next, I want to talk about patents though. Okay, so patents are probably the most important one when it comes to product research because if we picked a patented product, we throw it up on Amazon, we're going to get in trouble. We could get sued. We could get our listing taken down. It could be a whole mess here. Okay, so it's not as easy as seeing this, right? So the original patented car, so we know it's patented just by the listing, but we need to double check ourselves with these products, okay? So the number one sign when it comes to patent products is when you come up to a product that has no competition, right? It's a very unique product. You type it in, you'll see it, it's doing tons of sales, but there's no other competitors. That's usually a red flag that product is patented, and that, a little alarm should go off your head. I should go check this out. And let me show you how to check for patents here. So the best way to check for patents is drop, stop, patent, right? So it's, I just looked up their brand name. I Google searched it right here, and we see patents.google because Google has their own patent database, and we can see right here it's patented. Okay. So we look right over here, we can see like all the dates it was filed, everything like that. We can see if it's pending, but we actually see right here status active. Okay. So if this is inactive, I have no worries, but this is still active. I don't want to sell this design. Doesn't mean we actually can't sell this product. Actually, we just can't infringe on this patent right here. So we just have to get lawyers involved, make sure our patent's different, and that's expensive, right? It's usually not worth it. Okay. But again, it's still an open avenue if you think that's really important for you to do a product like that. Maybe if a product very similar already, and you want to make sure you're not kind of infringing. Another way you can do this if you get confused on the patent checks here, because Google Patents isn't the most friendly thing, right? If we type in, say lemon squeezer here, and we're going to have all sorts of things pop up. We see like tons of this stuff, like, does this infringe on someone else's rights? What does this look like? All this good stuff. So we click there, it can get confusing here. So another thing you could do if you can't find the product, but you still think it's patented, is go to Fiverr, type in patent check here, and then hire someone to do a patent check for you. And then on the next level, it's actually going to Google and find an IP lawyer. But again, 95% of the time, 99% of the time, if you think it's patented, we walk away. We obviously want to double check here in Google Patents. So number 5, guys, finally here. So profit margins. Okay, so something we need to know about is profit margins, right? If we're not going to make any money on our product, we probably shouldn't sell it. We need to know this during product research, obviously, right? So my goal always is a product when it comes into, the US or whatever warehouse or marketplace I'm selling to, I want at least 30 to 40% margins, maybe 20% at first, but I'm building to 30 to 40% as I place larger and larger orders. So the first kind of, intro into this, if I go back actually to show you again, FBA revenue calculator. So this is actually a calculator by Amazon, so we can actually see what's going on with products right here. Okay. So we can actually type in the size of our product here in inches, packing dimensions, weight, category right here, item price, shipping charge, and Amazon will poop out sorry about the language, the absurd language I'm using. We'll poop out your numbers, your revenue, your profit margins, all that stuff like that, okay? The easier way to do that is hit search Amazon calculator and then type in an actual ASIN here. So let's use the example for batteries here. If we grab this ASIN, which is right here in the listing up top, or we can scroll down all the way down here. Let's see if we can find it, and we can get the ASIN right here. So 2 places you get it. Let me copy that, go to revenue calculator, put that in, paste, and hit search here, and then Amazon will go ahead and say if it's filled by Amazon, you're going to have fees from $369, fulfillment cost $540. So total cost here would be $912 here, and your profit would be $887 before you're buying this product here. And you can put in your numbers here to get the better example here. So it's hard to tell before you go to the manufacturer and actually get prices, get quotes, what the margin will actually be. But usually a good kind of rule would be like, if this is, before your product cost is around 40 to 70%, that's usually a good sign. If it's lower than that, it's usually gonna be really hard to kind of combat that. But again, it's so variant because, you can get a really expensive product overseas and this, just destroy your margins. Or if it's really heavy, you get the international shipping cost, and it's just, you have to go through this. But you need to get familiar with the cost associated with this. And then you need to, as you get into suppliers, everything like that, how this works, and you can go ahead and start plugging in some numbers and everything like that. So you can use the FBA calculator, but my favorite way to calculate all these costs, if we go up here, Helium 10 profitability calculator, and we go to FBA, FBM here. So FBA, just quickly, fulfilled by Amazon. So Amazon's delivering this package to the person for you. FBM is you're delivering it from your home to that person. Okay. So FBA, this is what I suggest most people do, is because it's scalable. You don't have to have a warehouse, all that good stuff right here. We can go through this and we can see really quickly on this listing, everything about this product. So the price of it. Okay, so you can mess with this, right? So say you're gonna sell in a premium version, so you put 25 here, and then dimensions, we can see the size, the weight, size tier here, which just these right here determine the FBA fees. Unit manufacturing costs, so it's just kind of guessing. So if you think this product's gonna cost, premium one, it's gonna cost $6 to make for us here. Freight cost, this is just a guess. We'll have to get actual quotes later, but 400 per cubic meter feet is a kind of a good guess right there. FBA fee, $540, but it's actually batteries, right? So we have to click this battery fee, and we see our fee went up 12 cents there. Estimated storage fee, I usually just leave this alone for our calculations here. And then we can see right down here that from January to September, 934 is our net margin, about 37%. And then 928 October, December, just a little bit higher storage fees. I shouldn't say a little bit, it's actually quite a bit, which is another topic in itself here. So we see right here, if we have a premium product selling at 25, unit cost is $6, we can make about 37%, which would be in our green mark. So again, these aren't perfect numbers, but it's good to kind of have a wheelhouse number, right? And really start to understand how this stuff all works with the FBA fees, the referral fees, storage fees. That way, you know, you're not just walking in blind. You start selling a product and it's got 5% margins and you're screwed. And like, you're not making any money. The overhead of us all that's running a business in general is just eating you alive. You're actually losing money. So just another big thing you need to know about before you start product research, so you just don't, you know, make the silly mistakes I did essentially and lose, you know, 15K on your first 3 products trying to just throw things at the wall and try to figure it out. So I hope this was super helpful before you start product research. If you're already starting product research, hopefully this kind of enlightens you on a few things, of course, or if this is your second, third, fourth, fifth product and you're just learning more, nice work. Good job. Way to always keep learning. Otherwise, guys, I hope that was helpful. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you want to keep up to date on all the good stuff, all the Amazon FBA juiciness. Otherwise, anyways, hit me up with a comment down below if you want to say hey, or if you got any other questions. Also, like the video. It helps push it out to more people, which is much appreciated. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.